So when did you
No.
ask to marry her?
Well, actually, when I hadn't gone to school, my brother said, you really need to do it. In order to go to college, you better get some refresher courses, and so that when you get to college, you'll be able to step right in, because I had been out of school for a couple of years, and I didn't do so great in high school to begin with. So he said, there's a place up in New Hampshire where Dartmouth College is, and there's a friend of mine running a prep school up in Hanover, New Hampshire. Why don't you go there for the summer and pick up some courses like algebra and English and history, and see how well you do. So I did it. Meantime, I don't, did we write? I guess I wrote to you, did I?
Oh yeah, we were writing to each other.
But we weren't, we hadn't made any commitment. So one day I said, I'm going to decide to come down. And
you could get a ride. Someone was driving down, and you could get a ride down
to Boston, to Malden.
This was during the summer too, so
I
I was working.
And did I call you, Marilyn?
Yes.
I called you and said,
you called and you said you have a chance to come home.
And I'd like to have a date. She says, I'm busy.
Yeah, this was on Saturday night. He was asking.
What date number would this have been?
I don't know, but we had known each other since February. Since February, and this was June. And this was June. And we had seen each other not every week, like almost every other week.
Okay, so
Yeah.
4 months.
So 4 months, right. And so I had a date that Saturday night. I said, I'm sorry, but I have a date. I don't see how I can break it. And what did you say?
I said, I was very disappointed. I'm sure you can break it. She said, I'll try. But it really scared me. It really scared me. I got a ride down to Boston, and I called her on the phone. She said, I was able to break it. I was so relieved. And we went out that night. I don't know where we went, but I decided to park at a very romantic spot in Malden called Spot Pond, where there were a lot of people would park their, a lot of guys would park their cars, make out with their girlfriends, the dates. And I parked there, and the moonlight was coming in the car, and I leaned over to this girl and kissed her passionately. And all of a sudden, I was overwhelmed with such love. I said, would you marry me? Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. So you said...
And the funny part was that when I talked to Barbara about this date, I said, I have a feeling he's going to ask me to go steady. Do you know what going steady was in those days?
Boyfriend, girlfriend?
Yeah, that you were exclusive. We would be exclusive. But the problem was that he was going away to Montana, and I was going away to New Hampshire to school. And that meant that we couldn't date anyone the whole time that we'd be gone, that he would be gone, which would be about 9 months. And I said to Barbara, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell him that we can, correspond and so forth, but that I wasn't going to go steady. Okay.
Grandpa, did you go into it saying, I'm going to marry you?
That's...
I guess I'm lying on.
Yeah, he had... What's the matter?
Shut it off.